Alright, hey guys, remember CCG back in the video. This video may bring you guys an updated deck profile for Floowandereeze. Since Floowandereeze is doing pretty decent against Tearlaments, I just thought since I already made the deck before, I thought it'd be the appropriate time to update it and show it to you guys what the updated deck list looks like. And let's just get started here. So I run 2 copies of DD Crow. This card's insane. You're able to search it out really easily with the deck using Robina. And not only that, but it's a great way to counter Tearlaments here, as you're able to target like any of these Shizu cards that might become annoying later on, or whatever you need to target. DD Crow is just great for that. Not only that, it's just a great generic hand trap for this deck. And then we have 3 copies of Robina, so this is kind of standard lineup: 3 Robina, 3 Egglin. These are just the standard combo. You use the Robina, go into the Egglin, and then from there you can go into whatever tribute summon you want. So this is just for max consistency. Then we have the Stry or Stree. This card's decent. Being able to target something in the grave is pretty solid. You could consider bumping this up to 2, but I decided to just I like just having it at 1, so I'm keeping it at 1 for now. Then I have 1 copy of Token. This one I do really think is you just need 1 copy of it, as its effect is a little redundant, but it does give you the ability to just have another Floowandereeze normal summon, so that could be great. And then we have 2 copies of Dimension Shifter. This card is just insane. It always has been. It's just basically being able to banish everything that is sent to the grave is pretty, yeah, it's just a very powerful card, and still really strong, and even more so than before. Then 1 copy of Mist Valley Apex Avian. This card, just an Omni Negate, very powerful, and it's you're able to recycle it very easily. Then we have Rise of the Mega Monarch. This card is just a great way of clearing out boards. You're only going to clear out 2 things, but it's an efficient way of doing so. And of course, removing something by putting it back into the deck is one of the best forms of removal in the game, so that's always great to see. Then we have 2 copies of Floowandereeze and Empen. This card's really great. You always want to go into this just because you're able to search out your spell or trap, whatever you want. This is a great way of searching out your field spell, or searching out the trap that you might need, or in case you want to use, in case you already have some of those, you can go into your continuous spell, maybe shuffle your hand, maybe tribute one of your opponent's cards. It's just really nice and really consistent, and it's also a floodgate for the deck. And 1 copy of Terraforming, search out the field spell. Sarcophagus, just because you're able to search out whatever Floowandereeze monster you may need, as long as you can normal something out, you're able to then add that card back to your hand. 2 copies of Pot of Duality, because you don't special summon, so of course you're going to want to run that. 3 copies of Pot of Extravagance, because it's just more consistency for the deck. You don't use the extra deck, so this is really nice. 2 copies of Dark Ruler No More. Just clear. If you're going second, this is a great way of just protecting, you don't have to deal with anything that your opponent has there, and you can just play from there. Then 1 copy of Pot of Prosperity. This card, same reason as Pot of Extravagance, but just the searchability aspect of it is nice. And then Floowandereeze and the Magnificent Map. This card is just a really powerful field spell that's not only gives you the ability to search out, basically search out one of your Floowandereeze monsters, but it lets you play during your opponent's turn, which is really nice. Then 2 copies of Dimensional Fissure, just to add on to the Dimension Shifter here. Then we have 1 copy of the Floowandereeze and the Unexplored Winds. As I covered before, it's just a great way to just sacrifice one of your opponent's cards for one of your monsters. Not only that, but it's a great way of shuffling your hand out a bit. And in case you have extra copies of cards, because you're able to search things out pretty easily, you can then just recycle them to get extra cards in the deck. Then 2 copies of Book of Moon, just because if they try to target, imperm one of your cards, you can use Book of Moon, and then just ignore that. 2 Called by the Grave for the hand traps. 2 copies of Floowandereeze and the Advent of Adventure. So this card is pretty nice. You're just able to search out whatever Floowandereeze monster you may need, or the field spell. So the nice thing I like about this is just being able to get the field spell here. Even though the field spell is at 1, you have a lot of ways of searching this out. Evenly matched just makes it easy. If you go second, just clearing out the board here, or at least severely damaging their board, makes it easier for you to play after. And then Floowandereeze, the Floowandereeze trap is great here, just being able to normal summon during your opponent's turn. Again, it's just the ability to interact during your opponent's turn. Before I go to the extra deck, if you guys are enjoying the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And let's get started here. So these, just so you know, these like rank ones, you're rarely going to go into them, like if at all, just because these Floowandereeze monsters don't really let you special summon anything out. So yeah, if you do happen to get into any of these, then you're just going to go into these generic rank ones, or the only reason you want to go into them is just so that you could battle during your opponent's turn, and then build up into a Zeus here, And then, yeah, these are just some generic links that I have here. It's other targets that you're never going to really go into. You just want to make sure your deck is stacked, just so you have targets for the Pot of Extravagance and for the Pot of Prosperity. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this deck profile, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.